I had very little interest in seeing Instant Family, but I just decided, why not see this one? And you know what? This movie really did deliver. This movie has some laughs, an engaging plot, and most importantly, a lot of heart. Mark Wahlberg and Rose Byrne play husband and wife who decide to take on 3 foster children. They think they are ready for this, but you really can never be fully prepared for children, especially when you skip straight to the teenage years. LIZZIE, played by Isabela Moner, caught their attention, and of course, her 2 younger siblings are by her side. This is what the movie does best. Every single scene from when the kids move in to the very end of the movie was great. Each child gives the parents a different challenge to overcome, and this was just such a joy to watch. Every single situation that they put them through has a certain charm to it, whether it's played straight for laughs or whether it has a bunch of heart. Mark Wahlberg killed it in this movie. His relationship with the 3 children were also unique compared to each other, and this gave some amazing father-child relationships. With LITA, he always seemed to do the right thing, and their relationship was just adorable. JUAN was always getting himself hurt, and for the most part, Wahlberg was to blame for it, and it never ceased to be funny. He is almost always able to get through to LIZZIE, especially since she is so hard on Byrne's character, considering her past, and this is where the film's heart comes from. Byrne and Moner have such a great connection in this movie, even when they're at odds, which is the case for most of this film. Byrne is desperately trying to connect to her, and Moner is understandably difficult. There's this one scene in this movie in a bathroom between the two, where there's very little dialogue, but this scene was one of my favorite in the movie just because of their performances. They are so good in this one scene. With Wahlberg being the fun, good guy in this movie, Byrne ended up taking most of the heat, and although I wish there was a little bit more balance between the 2 parents, I really enjoyed how this turned out. Because of this, it makes it just that much more impactful when the kids finally start warming up to her. Where this movie does lack for me is all the scenes before the family is thrown together. Most of the setup was fine, and there are plenty of funny moments in the first 20 minutes, but this one scene in particular at a dinner table at Thanksgiving seemed very unnecessary to me. It's like Rose Byrne and Mark Wahlberg seemed 100% down to taking these kids before this dinner, right? But then they're at the dinner and they said, okay, you know what? We're not going to do this. We decided not to. And then they have this argument. They're like, okay, we're 100% in now. It just felt very unnecessary. When it comes to scenes outside of the family dynamic, I actually really did enjoy the foster parent support group. It added a lot of humor to this movie, and it was a great framing device. I also thought the main conflict towards the end of the movie ended quite abruptly. I wish we got more time with this certain character that caused all this conflict and what happened to them, especially after the events of this movie. Besides that, I really did enjoy Instant Family. The humor for me really worked, and it has so much heart. I do think this movie will emotionally impact anyone who watches this movie the same way it did for me. And I'd like to give a shout out one more time to Wahlberg, Byrne, and especially Isabela Moner for their amazing performances in this movie. That'll be it for this review. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel to catch more reviews just like this one, and I hope to see you guys all in the next one.